Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel EduVibe. In today's lesson, we are moving to the next topic of the sequences and series. Today we start with the geometric sequences, then we're doing the geometric series. Today we main focus for the sequences of geometry. So let's start with that. And this thing is very different from the arithmetic sequences. We involve the other general term, something other like we did the common difference in that, we did the common ratio in this. So what's that? So geometric sequences, the terms are multiplying by a constant term. In the arithmetic sequence, we do plus or minus in the differences. In this, we are multiplying with the constant term. When other term we do multiply. The common ratio, which is denoted by the R, can be found by dividing the two consecutive terms. If we have two consecutive terms, like we have some series, like we have a 3, 6, 12, and 24, this type of thing. So the difference between them, so we have to divide this. So 6 divided by 3, we get 2. 12 divided by 6, we get 2. 24 divided by 12, we get 2. That's the difference of multiply by 2, which means this is a geometric sequence in this. And this thing we do divide of this, that called the R. And R can be found by the, if you do this thing, Tn upon Tn minus 1. This is something the formula we use for common ratio to find, but we can find this by directly by doing that multiplication, that division thing. And this has the another general term, that general term formula, this has the other. So Tn is equal to T1 and R raised to power n minus 1. That T1 you know is denoted by your first term in the geometric sequence, and this was the first term, and this r raised to power n minus 1 is goes to your common ratio, and n minus 1 we did because of like one lower value we want, so that's why we tell the any number of terms with the lower one value. So that's how the formula works, and we did all the same things that we did in that sequence, same in this too. So how? So in this we have to calculate the 10th term for the sequence. So we have first sequence 5, 15, and 45 and so on. So this is the infinite sequence. Your T1 is this 5. Your D is 15 divided by 5, which is 3. So not D, it's R, which is 3. Now to find the 10th term, which means you have to use this formula, this one. So Tn is equal to T1 multiply by R is 3, and 10 minus 1, which is n minus 1. So when you solve this, you get by 5, 3 to power 9. So 3 raised to power 9 you have to solve. When you solve this, you get about 9, 8, 4, 1, 5. That sometimes in this you have to do a long calculation because of this thing you get anywhere, like sometimes you get 12, sometimes you get 9, and sometimes you get in the rational form. So you have to do this. So this is your answer, T10 of this sequence. Now we have this sequence. So in this your T1 is goes to 7, and what's the R? So minus 14 divided by R, you will get minus 2. So R should be minus sometimes. So T10 is equal to 7, then we have minus 2, and 10 minus 1 again. So now we have to solve this. You get 10 minus 2 raised to power 9. So when you solve this, you get by minus 3584. Your nth term can be like negative 2 or positive 7. So that's your answer for the second term. And this is the same thing. We did use some different formula for the geometric sequence. And we have to know this, the difference between both the formulas for arithmetic sequence and geometric sequence. They are the differences. That's why we find the any term if they mention. If we have to find the number of terms, which is the n, so how can we find? So we deal with that question, how to find the number of terms in the sequence. First thing is given to you, and also they're given us the Tn now, because we have to find the n now. So T1, in this we have minus 6, and what's the R? You have to find the difference, and R is 2. So minus 12 divided by minus 6, we get 2. So you know Tn is equal to, so Tn is equal to T1 R n minus 1. So Tn is given minus 1 and 192 times by is equal to times by minus 6. r is 2 and n minus 1. So minus 192 divided by minus 6 and 2 and minus 1. You will get 32 is equal to 2 and minus 1, and 32 can be written as 2 raised to power 5. So when you know this, that when your bases are same, so we can do that power may be equal to each other. So 5 is equal to n minus 1, 5 plus 1 is equal to n, and n is goes to 6. So in this term, your n is equal to 6 in that case. So that's how you can deal with that sum and find the n. Make sure you have to do like this equation, like equate the powers, make it equal and get your answer. For the next one, for this one, we have a t1 of 4. What's the r in this? So 12 divided by 4 is 3 in that case. So they've given us the tn. So 26244 is equal to 4 and 3 raised to power n minus 1. 26244 divided by 4 is equal to 3 raised to power n minus 1. When you solve this, you get both 6561 is equal to 3 raised to power n minus 1. 6561, you take the LCM and you get know that this can be written as 3 raised to power 8. And you can check by the 3 raised to power with 7, 8 or 9. You can get the idea that where it lies. So you can do with it 3 raised to power 8 with your calculator. Now you can equate the powers like this. This is minus 1. So 8 plus 1 is equal to n, and n is equal to 9 in that case. So make sure you can equate the powers correctly. There you have a 3, so make sure you have a 3 in this. So that's how you can deal with that type of sums. And let's move to the next one. So in this, you have to find the general terms now. So find the general term, then find the t7 and t10 using the general term formula of the sequence. So first try to find the general term, then you have to find the t7 and t10, and after that you have to do. Okay, so first you have to find the tn in this. So what's the t1? t1 is 24, and the r is, you can do 12 divided by 24, you get 1 by 2. So you get the rational number 2 as I told you. So this goes to like this, n minus 1. So this is your general term. You want to find the t7, so put n is equal to 7. So when you solve this, you get about 3 divided by 8. And that's your answer. You can leave it like that in the Z form. For t10, you can replace n now goes to 10 minus 1 like this. When you solve this, you get 3 divided by 64. And that's your answer for this. That's your general term. No. This. So easy thing. Again, find the general term and do the 7th and 10th term, which is written. Over there, we have Tn is equal to minus 2187. And now 141458 divided by minus 2187. This is the R. When you cut this, this is the simplest form you want. So you get minus 2 by 3 and minus 1. That's the general term. You have to find the T7. So minus 2187 multiplied by minus 2 by 3 raised to power 7 minus 1. So when you solve this, you get minus 192 in this. For the 10th term, do the same thing. Put n is equal to 10. So when you solve this, you get 512 divided by 9. 7th term, this is your 10th term, and this is your general term. So that's how the sums work. You have to find the general term, then the value which they stated. Same thing, but the different formulas, different concepts. So let's move on to the next one. And this type of questions in the geometry sequence, we get sometimes this type of word problems in that. So what's the type? So you get the depth trace problems. In this problems, if they mention that something is increase, something is decrease, so you have to know about something else in this. So if we're talking about the increase in this, so you have to buy the increase by percent, some percent they give you. So increase by some percent. So you have to do like 100%. Then you have to plus that rate they give. You have to do plus in that thing. If something is decreased, depreciates, which is mentioned over there. This also means the decrease. And again, if the decrease by the percent, so you have to do 100% minus that rate. So how this works, we will discuss in the questions now. So the question says a trust depreciates the value by 15% per year. If the trust is valued at $40,000 on August 1st, 2010, what will be the value be to the nearest dollar on August 1st, 2016? On 2010, the value was $40,000. But what value they have on August 1st, 2016? It may be depreciates by the 15% per year. So it depreciates, which means this is decrease. We have to do 100% minus 15%. That what rate? This is the rate. And what's that equal to? You get 85%. Yet and from 85% you have to divide this by 100. So 85 divided by 100, you get your R from here, which is 0.85. They mentioned this was the first that value that have on the first that 2010. So that's thing. This is your T1 in this. So this was the first term you have to know in this. And they also given you something about the N2. What then? This start from the 2010 and end at 2016. So 2016 minus 2010, you get 6. But after you have to do plus 1 in that, because one day header you have to count every time in that questions. If this range is given 2010 to 2016 minus the both years, then plus 1, you get the 7. You get the 7 in this. After that, you have all the things and you have to find that what thing is in this. So I have to find the T7 in this. T1 is 40,000. R is 0.85. 7 minus 1. So 40,000, 0.85 raised to power 6. You have to solve this. You get $15085.98. In the 7, like in August 1st, 2016, you have this type of nearest dollar value of the drug, which is depreciated to 50% per year. That's how this question works. You have to know this increase and decrease thing in this. You have to take care of these things in geometry sequence questions. Like we have this question, this was same related to that. So the market value for the house is predicted to increase at an annual rate of 4% for the next 5 years. If the current market price is $410,000, determine the nearest dollar to predict the market price of the 5 years from now. So this is increase thing. So you have to do the same thing in this. So 100% minus 4%, you get your answer, which is about, oh no, plus. You have to do plus in this because this is increase. You get 104%, and for R, you have to multiply this by 100, you get 1.04. Starting price is this, is given to you. What's the end? So you're going about the 5 years, but you have from now they mentioned you have to plus 5 plus 1 in this. When you plus 1, you get this 6. Now you have to find the T6. So put the things 6 minus 1, 410, 000, 1.04 raised to power 5. When you calculate this, you get 4988.28 point something. But you have to left over there, and this is the dollar thing. And that's your answer. So same kind of thing. But this thing is very important. Is it increase or decrease? Then you can find your R. This is all you do with for your R to be found. To calculate the whole question. So that's all the geometry sequences work. Same kind of question as arithmetic sequences, but with the different formulas and with different common difference. In this we have a common ratio. Terms are different. So that's all you have to do in this. And in the next lesson, we do start with the geometry series, and we have an infinite geometry series too. That 2 topics we covered in the next lesson. Then we complete that sequence and series chapter, and then we also complete the grade 11 math. So that's all for this lesson. My name is EduVibe. Let's find out harder. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. See you in the next lesson. Till then, get with EduVibe.